Sponsored by the Mike Morse Law Firm, 855 Mike Wins. Evrod Cassimy Live starts now.
Wait a minute.
Featuring Brandon Brew.
Oh, the sidekick.
Well, yeah, you know.
I'm Robin to your Batman.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Robin to my Howard Stern.
Well, that works too. Good Tuesday morning, everybody. Jason went home sick today, so we're stepping in as we're glad to do. It's one of those things where I don't wish anybody sick ever, but when I heard he was, I was like, yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah. In the meantime, all of you, you know the deal. Comment on this Facebook post, and we're going to talk about some of the hot topics that are going on right now, starting with United. Did you hear what happened?
This is a crazy story.
And it's been the talk of the newsroom, the city, the state, the country, ever since it happened. So there's outrage over this video that's been posted on Twitter of a United Airlines passenger on a flight from Chicago to Louisville on Sunday. The passenger is a doctor. We should let you know that. He was forcibly removed from a plane because the flight was overbooked, and apparently United Airlines flight attendants had asked if anyone wanted to voluntarily give up their seat. No one raised their hand. No. We've all heard them do that. They offer sometimes a voucher, a free flight, credit towards future flights. No one raised their hand. So then they decided that they were going to just have to randomly select someone, sort of eeny, meeny, miny, moe.
We've all been in that position. You're there, and a lot of times you're thinking, man, I wish they would do that, because I'll take the free flight and the voucher, whatever they give you. They were offering $400 to 4 people at first. Nobody bought, and then they said $800. And again, nobody budged.
Would you have taken it?
Well, it just depends on what you have going on. Usually I book my stuff to the last minute, so I really don't have room to take that flight home. And these were deadhead United employees that were trying to get on the flight and remove 4 regular passengers, which annoys a lot of the public as well.
Right. So what happened is that 4 passengers had to be randomly chosen. The first 2 passengers said, okay, fine, we'll get off the plane. The 3rd passenger told the crew, he was the doctor that we just saw there, and that he had to see patients the next day, so he could not get off of the flight. Here's what happened next, in case you haven't seen it yet. So you can see they had to call in for reinforcement. They're talking to him there. And that is when he is being dragged.
Man.
You see his glasses on his nose. His shirt is up. And he's being literally dragged as tons of people on that flight are Snapchatting, Insta-snapping, Facebook Living, this entire thing.
Everybody had it, and John and Jake behind us. John, you collected some additional video.
Yes, I've got a couple of different videos, because a lot of people were posting it online because they were kind of afraid that this would just go completely unnoticed.
Oh, it went noticed, all right.
So this is from a different angle, the same exact moment where this happened. This was Chicago airport security that was called in by the crew.
This is out of control.
Are we allowed to voice a little opinion on this?
Go for it. If you were in this situation, how would you feel?
I just can't imagine treating another human being like that.
And this is the point. Even if it was the procedure that they had written, these are security personnel who should have gone in there and said, this isn't right. This isn't a law or a policy that I should enforce by physical violence.
Yeah.
So they took him off the plane. Security lost him, and he found his way back onto the plane. This was moments later.
Take a look. He is running in a panic. And what does he say here? We think,
I need to go home. I need to go home. And then here he is again.
Just kill me. Kill me. Just kill me. Kill me.
He thinks they're going to take him out. They're going to kill him. Security comes back and finds him.
So he is bleeding, physically in a lot of pain, clearly, and he's got blood dripping down the side of his face. Can we show that again? I mean, this is shocking to me.
And he has what is alleged, at least, a concussion. So maybe not completely thinking clearly, but dedicated to his patients in Louisville or wherever he's headed to get home and see them. And again, you're in that position where it's like, well, I could get off the flight, but we all hate that waiting in the doctor's office or getting a visit canceled from your doctor anyway. I mean, there's so many things about this that just seem so wrong.
It is bizarre, but apparently the CEO wrote a letter to employees on Monday saying that the employees followed established procedures and called the passenger disruptive and belligerent. Can you believe this?
Yeah, Tammy Coleman says, poor guy, this is horrible. Stephanie Collins, I think it was wrong, and the CEO needs to rethink the importance of paying customers versus crews. Security guards acted more like thugs, and the CEO didn't really help things, right? Didn't he come out with a statement that...
Yeah, they basically just said, you know, they apologized, but I don't know if that's enough. I don't know if that's enough. Let's move on to what happened here in town, this Corktown business.
Hold on. We had some video that I found. We have
more video
of, I mean, there's so many different camera angles. This is from a different Twitter user.
Tickets, please. Boss.
Oh! Well, that had to hurt. John, you are a funny guy. You are a funny guy.
No ticket.
So, John, let me ask you.
Yes.
You're that passenger, and they're told that you have to get off of that flight. What do you do? You've got important business to handle the next morning.
I mean, at this point, especially with what technology we have, you start Facebook Living that scenario and make sure that it gets out so that everyone knows about it. Because the flight, the crew didn't tell the passengers what was going on afterwards, didn't answer any questions. And this was still a 2-hour delay because they had to take everyone off the plane, then remove the guy a second time, then clean up all the blood.
So do you follow, or do you fly United again?
No, absolutely not.
What would they have to do to make it up to you?
Go bankrupt and sell to someone else.
So you don't, there's
sell
nothing.
Those planes to someone else because there's no longer they're going to survive. Already this morning, their stock is down 6%.
Unreal.
Pre-trading.
Unreal.
And everyone across the country is just canceling their flights.
I mean, I've heard a lot of people doing that.
Now, that was the wrong video. I think I have a better angle from
here we
right
go.
here.
Get out of here. I've got to get out of here. Calm down. Get a hold of yourself.
Stewardess, please let me handle this.
I've got to get
Oh.
Calm down. Now get back to your seat. I'll take care of this. Calm down. Calm down. Get a hold of yourself.
Doctor, you're one on the phone. Everything's going to be all right. Please.
Sister, you know how to handle this.
Even the nun.
I've got to get out of
A wrench? A gun? Oh, John.
Okay, again, I think I had the wrong video. This one's it. This one, I promise, this one's it.
Get off my plane.
I don't know how you were able to find these so quickly, but John, that is very, very funny. So we were asking, what do you do if you're in that situation? You're the guy, you're told, you know, you have got to get off this plane, but you have to come back. You've got Local 4 News today in the morning to do, and you got to do weather. There's a big snowstorm coming. What do you do?
If you know me, I'm going to be like the doctor there and probably get dragged off the plane and you know, wink at all of those people with their cell phones out saying, you know,
make sure that this goes viral ASAP.
I don't want to lose my job.
I mean, I feel bad that guy's whole business was exposed. He's all bloody, his shirt went up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, where is this story going to go? The humiliation that he went through, perhaps, allegedly, the CEO of United mishandling in a statement what he thought was protocol. Right. And just the excessive use of force from security at, I don't know if it was United or O'Hare Midway, I don't know which airport that was, John?
That would have been at Chicago going to Louisville.
Okay. Right, so there's two airports there, so we're not sure which one it is in Chicago. A lot of people commenting on this. Good morning to Brad Edwards. Jennifer Ann says, I'm surprised that they wouldn't want to keep the doctor on board and pick someone else. If I were the crew, I would want a doctor on board in case of an emergency. Which kind of makes sense, don't you think?
The last guy you'd want off the plane
is the doctor.
The doctor.
You know?
And to, I don't know, couldn't you move on to the next person and just say,
I mean, if he's showing that much resistance to it, yeah.
Well,
yeah.
$800 for a doctor is a day's work. And if he's got patients to see, that's important for him to get there. And I guess I was reading that another passenger had said, I'm not going to do it for $1,800, but if you give me $1,600, I'll absolutely leave. and one of the crew members actually laughed in that man's face.
Really?
Yes. So this incident could have been solved with $1,600, but instead it's going to be a multi-million-dollar lawsuit.
Yeah.
And
Big
I mean,
time.
already 6% in pre-trading.
Okay, what are some other airlines that we can fly instead of United?
Well, that's what you're going to think from now on.
That's what a lot of people are thinking right now. Some of them saying they'll never. Stephanie Collins says, I don't think I'll be flying United again. You know, we also should find out this guy's name. I wonder who's going to be the first person to be able to talk to him. You know what I mean?
Right.
And how much would they have had to pay you to have voluntarily gotten up?
Well, again, oftentimes you sit there thinking, I'd love it if they offered something.
Right.
And now this exposes the barter technique, perhaps, that you have. I mean, you don't want it to get to this point, but if you say no the first time, they double.
Then they go up, and then they go up again.
Maybe they would, and maybe you can play that game, but at what point do you cross the line and security, that security, that just blows my mind, because you know that they know there are people with phones recording it all. They can see them.
Stuff is going everywhere. Have you seen what's trending on Twitter? Hashtag, what is it? What's the hashtag?
Those
New United Airlines
slogans.
mottos. We can't play some of them for you, and we can't show some of them for you. But trust me, if you have a Twitter account, go there and search that hashtag. It's trending. So
you will volunteer or be voluntold.
Yeah, that's a good one. Oh man. But United Airlines dealing with quite the issue this morning. So we'll have to wait and see what happens from there. But I tell you, whoever gets that interview with that passenger, the doctor, everyone will be watching. I can certainly guarantee you that.
Matt Lauer tomorrow morning.
I would imagine so, or it could be one of us.
Let's go. Our general manager's from Louisville.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Okay, so should we talk about what happened here?
Yeah, a lot of, I guess, a string of
Businesses here in Metro Detroit and Corktown actually getting broken into, starting with Slows. Slows was broken into overnight, as well as Johnny Noodle King and an auto repair shop, a collision repair shop. Those were all broken into overnight. At Slows, officers found an exit door that was propped open right behind the back of that restaurant, where thieves had left milk crates. Those milk crates that you just saw there stacked up, leading to a crawl space, which is where they were able to get inside. Thankfully, nothing was taken, or it doesn't look like that so far, including the macaroni and cheese, which is delicious. But we're going to keep you updated on if police are able to catch these guys. But yeah, kind of disheartening to know some hardworking business owners they're getting broken into. So
yeah, the Slows obviously super successful.
Yeah, have you been there?
I have.
I've never been there.
Actually, you know, I haven't. I have waited and left, but I have.
Let's say hello to Karen Drew,
Hi, Karen.
everybody. Hi, Karen.
How are you?
She's dressed for spring. We're talking about the break-ins that happened in
Slows,
Corktown overnight.
Johnny Noodle
Slows,
King.
and whether or not we've actually been there. We've had it here at the station.
I've been to Johnny Noodle King, but Slows. I went and waited once for about 90 minutes, and
She's so over us talking to her right now. Look, she's got her coffee and her sunglasses.
I'm very busy. I have to investigate.
She's
got
investigating.
stuff to investigate.
Yep.
But I can't tell you.
Oh, top secret.
We're trying to get that Louisville doctor on the United plane.
Oh, man. Okay, so has this ever happened to you? Have you ever been caught daydreaming on the job?
You watch the morning show because you're
I'm a part of
on
it.
it with me,
Right.
so you know the answer to that.
Always.
Constantly.
This one, we'll toss to Brandon about a story that we were just talking about, right? And then we'll ask for his reaction on the story just before he does the weather. And he's no liar. He'll just be like, listen, I was not paying attention at all.
No idea what you're talking about.
But to be fair, I do the same thing during weather.
Right.
And traffic.
I offer 2.5 minutes of nap time for everybody in the control room and at the anchor desk. I'm fine with that.
Let alone if that's bumped up right next to a commercial, it's like perfect.
Well, what happened? This was in Australia.
Yeah.
An Australian newsreader busted daydreaming on the job. Natasha Eggleby nearly jumped out of her chair when she momentarily failed to realize that she was on.
Okay, let's take a look.
ABC News Mount Sylvia.
Now to sport with Meredith Sheehan.
See, now, I thought that was fake, and we want to know what you think, so make sure you comment on this video, and we'll read some of your comments, but that looked fake to me.
It looked, her reaction was a little extreme.
Right.
Yeah.
Because we may or may not have been in similar situations at some point. We would never react like that.
No. Nothing like that has ever happened to me. And
I have dozed off during a commercial.
Have you? Mm-hmm. Okay. The weather report, was that boring?
No.
Just went right into commercial.
No, during a commercial, if I, lay back just a little bit and close my eyes, there's sometimes where I've woken up like that.
Right.
But it's only been like for 10 seconds.
It happens a lot to us if we are live anchoring, because communication sometimes doesn't get fully told to your producer in the field or
Right.
something exactly when you're coming back and you're busy doing something else. And I remember
Buffy O'Keefe says that looks fake. I totally agree. I think it was fake. So Joel Amster says don't touch with Everett's mac and cheese, referring to the Slows. I'm there with you.
Well, I know that we daydream or doze out of each other's. This is where I got really upset with myself.
Uh-oh.
Because Kim DeJulio in her traffic reports in the morning had been consistently talking about the I-75 South closure downriver. I leave town a week and a half ago, and I drive right into the teeth of this thing, and I'm like, what is this? I had to get off I-75 for like a half an hour and find my way down south to where you finally get back on, and I was so mad at myself for not listening to Kim, who every morning probably was bringing that story up and knew that, all you had to do was 94 over to 275 and down, and I would have saved myself 30 minutes out of the gates leaving town. I'm like 30, 40 minutes behind because I was daydreaming.
Yeah, so let us know. Do you guys ever daydream while you're on the job? Tell us what your job is and maybe what led to you daydreaming while you're on it. We got a lot of people watching right now this morning, and we want to hear from you. So some people are asking about Tasty Tuesday, though. They want to know how good was the sandwich you had and how you picked Tasty Tuesday.
So good. Cherie, come on in.
One of our segment producers is actually one of the ones that picks it.
She walked by right as this is happening.
It was kind of like a setup.
This is sort of a tag team effort, Cherie and I. We get a lot of viewers who tell us about places. We also now are lucky enough to have the popularity where public relations people are calling us trying to get their restaurants on, or it's just places that we know, we've tried, we've heard of, have a good friend who have tried it.
Right. So the place today was like that. One of our stagehands that work here. It was one of the places he suggested.
It was delicious. The bread was really good.
You enjoyed the bread?
I did.
I had 2 of the salads. Not 1 salad, but 2.
Oh.
Nice. Well, I shared with Kim.
Greedy are we?
I shared with Kim and Rhonda. I had a little bit of the Cobb and a little bit of the Michigan salad.
Hey, Greg Russell. Good morning.
Hey, Greg Russell. We have mail for you.
He's supposed to be on Live in the D in a little bit, isn't he?
We have mail for you. Make sure you see me when you come this week.
All right. Run along.
I gotta go.
Hi, Cherie. So we really emphasize fresh and local for Tasty Tuesday, and we do a little looking into, and we try to avoid big chains, things like that. So we want mom and pop shops and locally sourced and making everything in-house, that kind of thing usually is what we go for.
All right, let's talk about this next story. It's some pretty crazy video. I haven't seen it yet, so I'm interested in this, but it's surveillance video that shows a deer running into and slamming into a 25-year-old man from British Columbia as he's getting out of a pickup truck. Can we roll that video? Wait for it.
I'm already laughing.
I'm going to go to the ATM now. Just wait right here.
Oh!
Wow.
Are you serious? Wait, he got up?
Oh, yeah. Just minor injuries.
Just minor injuries?
He said that a dog was chasing the deer. And
If you play the video again, John, you can look at the dog, like now, when he gets out, look on the other side of the car. It almost looks like after the deer comes through, you see something else.
Bam!
Oh, yeah.
Right there.
There is the dog.
Yep, there's a little dog running away.
Julie Neal says, wow. Holly Mashalak says, OMG.
The funniest thing about this, I think, what John discovered was, what day did this happen?
This happened on April Fool's Day.
Oh, wait a minute. No.
So this guy in British Columbia gets hit, and he tells everybody about it, and they're like, for real, buddy?
I don't believe it. If it was on April Fool's Day, I think that was doctored in some sort of way.
No way.
He got knocked
I want to see it again.
out.
I want to see it again.
Yeah, can we roll? Let's narrate it. He's like, okay, there's the ATM.
All right, honey, wait right here.
I'm just going to withdraw $100.
Where do you want to go eat? Well, all right, I'll get 100 out.
What? Bam! Oh! But wait, hold on. The best part is he saw the deer coming. And
he was the deer in the headlights. He saw it coming, and he had no idea what to do.
He was the deer in headlights, and you know how with the weird surveillance video you can see like the eyes. If you roll it back again, look at the moment he realizes that he's about to be venison. Wait, right there, he's up. Bam!
And his neck jerks.
Yeah. Oh, we can do slow-mo?
I can, it's not
frame by frame.
Yeah, here we go.
Watch his neck. I mean, this is a legit.
That's what he knows. Right there.
Right there. Oh my God, what do I do?
Look, he's trying to get out the way.
Look at the deer takes flight. Boom!
Do you think that was Rudolph or Prancer?
I don't know if that was. I was looking for. Did it have antlers? It looked like a doe. Maybe.
It did look like a doe.
Oh my! But he got right back up. I'm impressed.
Honey, the ATM didn't have any money.
Right.
We gotta go. What
I feel like that was revenge. Every deer that's out there was like, you know what? This was revenge on us. Everybody's laughing.
Dennis Burns says he was bambized. Bambiized.
Oh my goodness.
Awesome.
That is hilarious. But yes, Julie says she's with me. She thinks April Fool's Day, a little questionable.
I just love that he was like, I promise you this just happened to me, and nobody believed him. But then the bank, was it a bank?
I think it was a bank or a hotel. I think it was a hotel.
They had the video.
He had to get.
But did he just cancel all of his plans? Because he just got right back in the car.
How else could you make that happen?
I have no idea. But here's the thing, though. Deer are usually afraid of us.
Right.
So at what point does a deer say, you know what? Person, dog. I'm going to go and run into the person and run away from Fido. You know?
We're not known to bite deer, at the ankles. So I think he went for the backpack, a little softer blow, and
Paula Tutman is come on over.
Watch
Have
this.
you seen this video? No. Paula Tutman, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to re-cue this video.
I don't have my makeup.
Oh, okay.
Right.
So she's just going to watch from off camera? Oh, no, she
So
doesn't
watch
care.
this. This is in British Columbia. April Fool's Day. Guy gets
Let's
out of the
talk
car.
about deer.
Ready?
Wait
I like the
for
title.
it. Wait
I
for
like
it. Bam!
Oh!
And look at, there's a dog on the right side running
Laughing.
away.
Is the dog laughing?
It was chasing
The dog
deer.
is totally laughing.
The dog is chasing the deer.
He just gets back
Where is
up.
this?
British
This is in
Columbia.
BC in Canada.
Yeah, okay.
That's what we're freaking out about.
Well, here's the thing. If you have deer overpopulation,
This happened.
okay, because I'm going to get scientific.
I know, she's breaking it
No,
down.
I'm going to break it down for you. So if you have deer overpopulation, then you get changed behaviors. So first of all, you get more deer because they're eating, their eating habits have changed. They're eating things that they don't normally eat. They're also coming out at times they don't generally come out. And then they get really, really angry because they're overpopulated. And then they see this guy walking across the street and they're like, you know what? Let's just take one of them out. And so then they actually congregate. They discuss it. And they choose what this.
This guy was selected?
No, this is fake news. Seriously. But so they have a conversation, and then you have this one guy. He's like, I got nothing to lose. I got him. And then they just attack the guy, right? And if you notice, the deer ran off, and there were other deer out there.
Right.
And they were like this, dude.
Right.
Seriously.
You got him.
You got him.
High hoof.
That's
High hoof.
one for the deer.
Right.
And it was the guy who had nothing to lose.
Had nothing to lose.
He was going to jail
Right,
the next day or
he was
something.
you know what? He was going to jail the next day. He had nothing to lose.
This is the
and so
story
he was
she's made up
like,
in
you
her
know
mind.
what? I got this, guys. I'm going to take one of these guys out. And listen, I'm going to do it
This
right in
one's for
front
my
of
homies.
that. Either you watch a lot of movies, or I'm going to
Paula
talk to you about
Tutman.
your upbringing.
Paula
I know your
Tutman,
mom's a teacher, so.
You're a storyteller, though. You had me going.
Yeah,
I'm
did
thinking-
I
I know,
really?
I believed
Yeah,
you
that
for a
was like-
second.
yeah,
She's like,
right.
she's done her research.
He's-
That's why she came
you
over
wouldn't
here.
find
This
a
is the
deer here
difference.
if they weren't.
Oh!
Is I will tell you when I'm kidding you. So I'm kidding you.
Yeah.
Well, the deer overpopulation part is true, but then all of a sudden I watched
You
Everett's
created it.
face, and it just started getting really
Yeah.
good. I just wanted to see how long I could keep it
Well,
going.
Tammy
but then
Coleman
let me tell
says-
you about and now let me tell you about cats.
Oh boy. Tammy Coleman says, OMG, Paula, you're cracking me up. Julie says, I think Paula's pulling your leg up, Rod. Yes, she is. But
it's a long leg to pull. All right, guys. But I thought you guys were talking about deer because I am in the process of planting my summer garden and looking for deer-resistant plants.
Well, don't call that guy.
No.
Yeah.
He's a magnet.
Hopefully they're not in the woods going, she's planting a salad bar.
Right.
She's planting a salad. I hope she's got some boiled eggs on that salad bar.
Let's tell her that corn. We don't like corn.
Don't like corn.
Grow some corn, Paula.
Right. Goodbye, guys.
You had a good transition
my
for us, though.
goodness.
She said now about cats.
Wait, yeah, so we have even more good video to show you?
Oh, yeah.
John, you're the best. Okay, so there's a boxing cat that's training for a match.
No.
Drop the video.
Yep.
Get out of here.
Just a little work on the bag.
Is this a
light?
loofah?
Boom, 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 boom. Get the like Sugar Ray Leonard, how good he was on the bag. It's a rhythm thing. If you and I tried to do this, the bag would be going left and right. We'd be missing. Look at the cat. It's making that noise.
Oh my goodness.
Give it the right hook. Give it the right hook.
Do you hear the music?
I can't hear the
I'm a little distracted by this video though, and how dirty their bathroom tile is. Are you seeing this? Look at where the caulk is.
The cat's in there doing stuff, probably. Scratching at the caulk. That is
Who do you think
awesome.
would win in a fight? That deer or this cat?
Well, this is a young cat.
It's
easily
training, though.
amused. Yep. So another couple of years, I'm gonna take the cat. The sneak attack. Curiosity killed the cat.
Oh boy, oh boy.
Oh, that's great.
Well, do you want to say good morning to a couple people? Lane Lyon, a good friend of mine. Barbara Bliven Allen, good morning to you. Curlin Clark, she says the cat wins. That's too funny.
Deanna House Ashley says, Yo, Adrian.
Tammy Coleman says, OMG, I can't take it anymore. My cheeks are hurting. Yours and mine both.
And somebody said,
I want to go ahead and give a shout out. Daniel Toth is asking, this is news? No, this isn't news. The news will be on at noon on Local 4. You can read all about it on Click on Detroit.
There you go.
But this is not. So there's
so
always
shady.
one. Every day, there's always one person. I just
John
wanna
is
go ahead
so
and-
shady.
I always
love
like
it.
to give them their praise. This isn't news.
I'm glad you said it because I was about to.
Moving on. Apparently, we love pets today because today's National Pet Day, and we have been showing some of your pet photos on Local 4 News today.
Aww.
Where do they find
I
this?
just found these. I mean, these are just regular photos.
All right. The Mike Morse Law Firm. Oh, look at this. This is me.
Oh, that's Gianna.
That's my daughter.
And Ruby Roo.
Ruby Roo on the left, and that's Miggy, my cat, on the right.
Oh, the black cat.
The black cat, yep. My daughter named, and after she named the cat, I said, well, you know that you named him after Miguel Cabrera, the nickname for Miguel Cabrera, and she said, what do you mean? I said, no way. You just named the cat Miggy.
She had no idea?
No idea.
I think that was a perfect name, though.
Ruby
Hey,
Roo
Kelly
and
Alexander.
Miggy.
Okay, so...
Well, can I just
you
ask
have-
you, you're not much of a pet guy.
I mean, I like other people's pets.
Right.
But
But-
when I'm in a suit sitting on the couch on live television, because that's like a YouTube moment waiting to happen. You know what I mean?
I think there are a lot of people like you, and then I wonder at what point, you know, and a lot of it has to do with what you grew up with. Did you have pets in the house
Well,
or
I
not?
have a story about that.
Really?
I do. So when I was in 4th grade, you guys are going to think that my family is evil, but I'm just going to put it out there. So me and my brother wanted a pet, and my mom went out and she got us a golden retriever puppy.
Wow.
We were excited. We went to, Walmart, and we got the leash and we got the bowl and the food and everything. My dad was at work. Me and my brother were so excited. We were young. We loved Power Rangers, so we named our dog Tommy the Green Ranger.
Ooh.
We were excited. My dad came home and he was like, absolutely not. We're not getting a dog. And you know what he did? He let it loose. He just let the dog loose. And me and my brother cried for about 2 weeks straight. I was in 4th grade. My brother was in 2nd grade.
Well, I'm assuming you could take this on a very sad trip, but somebody 3 houses down found it and was like, we just saved $1,500, Lucy. Got a golden retriever puppy right here.
Yeah, either that or Tommy the Green Ranger said it's morphin' time and he went out and saved the world.
He became one of the Power Rangers.
Join the circus.
Right.
Yes.
Okay,
Well-
so what else do we have?
Yeah.
Too much air in a bag of chips. So you open a bag of chips and you find out that it's really just a bunch of air. And apparently this is normal for manufacturers. They do this all the time. But one company might be filling theirs with more air than everybody else, or at least that's what this lawsuit alleges.
Ooh, these are Wise potato chips. Those are real popular in New York. I know it's where my wife's family's from, and you always
Really?
find those in the delis. So, Wise potato chips, what do we have on them?
Well, there's a class action lawsuit that was filed in the Southern District of New York's federal court. The plaintiffs are Samaline Alk and Desiree Nugent. They allege that the chip company, Wise Foods, as you mentioned, is still mislabeling the inside of its bags, or mislabeling the bags compared to other products by having so much air inside. If the plaintiffs win, Wise Foods would have to repackage their chips with much less air and face charges up to $1,500 per violation. Is that per bag?
Per bag.
$1,500 per bag? That's insane.
I always get very suspicious. Everything that you get always seems like there's just, why couldn't you fill the bag up with chips? But there are reasons why they do this, and I'm not saying that
What's
they're
the
right.
reason?
Well, because of packaging. They don't want those chips, you know.
To be busting up against each other and breaking. And
right.
Part of it is also when they're being shipped in airplanes, the pressure will change in the bags, so they need to have a certain amount
But
of
the
air.
bags are empty on the airplane, too.
We asked the
Unfortunately,
bag
that guy
of,
on United won't know.
We asked the bag of Wise potato chips to leave the airplane. We offered it $800.
I don't know. I guess we'll have to.
But
to
it
wait
just
and see.
wouldn't move. Crunch.
So, we just celebrated the final game at the Palace.
Yes.
And now we're talking about another incident that happened at another basketball game. So last night, the Miami Heat were playing in a must-win game against the Cleveland Cavaliers. And as the game got close to the end, well, it was picked up on NBA TV. And the only problem was there was a Heat fan standing in front of the camera and blocking part of the screen.
Well, I mean,
the whole time.
But look, the shot that meant everything is right where that guy's head is. You can see everybody's looking into the corner, probably a three-pointer at the buzzer. Down in front!
Apparently everybody was talking about this on Twitter. Whose bald head is that? You know, like he should have turned around at least once and waved to all of his non-fans, I guess.
Could be
But
Mr.
yeah.
Clean. could be my pastor, Pastor Matt.
Oh, man. At least he had a good shaped head, though. You know, if you don't want like a kidney bean shaped head if you're going to be seen. You know what I mean?
Well, if so, the Pistons kind of let it go here. There's still one more game left.
Right, Orlando.
Orlando. Wait, no, there are three teams: Indiana, Miami, and Chicago, trying to fight for that 8th playoff spot. I think I have that right. But for a long time, the Pistons were right there as well, and they just kind of faded out.
Yeah.
At the end, but last night quite a celebration.
It was
at the Palace.
They lost. Sad to say, but it was. I mean, you can see all the confetti and all that stuff. Not as full as I would have expected it to be, don't you think?
Well, I think this is, therein lies the problem. And when your team is great, 89, 90, 91, 2003, 2004. Rodman?
Dennis Rodman was there.
Wow.
Do you think he was there looking for Madonna?
I think he was there looking for a payday. I mean, I'm guessing.
You think they all got paid?
He's been hanging out in North Korea, and what I don't know, but he was great as a Chicago Bull, but would have never gotten any of the attention if it weren't for being on the Detroit Pistons teams in the '80s, because he fit the bad boy image and was really a unique player.
Did you like Rodman as a Piston or Rodman as a Bull?
Well,
or both.
I mean, listen, we're both Chicago guys, so it's the wrong audience maybe to be up here arguing.
What do you think?
This.
Did you like him as a Piston or as a Bull? Green hair or was he black hair?
He was a little bit more mature, but his statistics I think were greater as a Bull. I mean, he was getting 20, 23 rebounds a night. He was a huge
Scottie
part.
Pippen and Michael Jordan helped with that.
Well,
too.
yeah, they definitely did, but he was he was a vital part of that offense.
Oh, here comes Paula.
No.
Okay.
But I don't really remember what kind of attributes as a Piston he had. I know he was good and he was a bad boy. He looked bad, but I don't remember what he meant to them winning.
Right.
Like he did to the
How many Pistons games did you go to?
Well, live?
Yeah.
None.
You didn't go to any Pistons?
I live over on the east side, close to downtown here, and it just was very, very difficult. To
get tickets?
Well, no, just to go on a weekend night and, drive 45, 50 minutes to get there.
Didn't you just say you drove to Tennessee?
I did. I didn't like that much either, especially because you have to drive through Ohio.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Ugh.
How many Pistons games did you go to? I think I've taken my son maybe to 5. One of them was courtside, which was really nice. But
well, can I just say you're a better dad than me? I'll just say it right now. I don't know.
Noted. How many Pistons games have you guys gone to, and are you going to be going to more games now that they're in downtown Detroit?
I absolutely will.
You will?
I will. I mean,
it's not too far for you to drive.
Right, it's right here.
Okay.
I mean,
Tammy wants to know how your back is.
My back is hurting.
Why does Tammy want to know that?
Tammy, that's between you and I.
Oh.
Because she pays attention. She's not daydreaming.
Did you talk about your back this morning?
I think yesterday I did.
And your back is hurting because?
I was down in Tennessee painting.
Oh. That's okay.
No, I think I was. And then the 10-hour drive home through Ohio.
Yeah,
with a bad back on Saturday was not good. Anyway.
Buffy thought that was really funny.
I have to go do a cut-in.
Okay, and we'll talk about the Tigers. They improved to 4-2 on the season with a 2-1 win over the Boston Red Sox. So big congratulations to them. They're playing the Twins today at 1:10 p.m. Anything else that you want to add?
Dear Tammy.
Tammy says that I listened to Brandon.
Oh, see?
Well, there you go.
I'm not saying that I'm the reason why they won yesterday, but just as I tuned in at about 3:15 yesterday on my way to pick up my son from middle school, Ian Kinsler home run off Chris Sale. Boom! Tied the game up.
Well, there you go.
And then one other run, Verlander Sale, good crowd, good weather, a little rain delay at the beginning, but it was a summer-like day out there.
It
and
was.
Just couldn't get any better than that. So, again, I'm not taking credit.
Real quick, can we go back to that deer video?
All right, y'all. Jason will be back tomorrow. We hope, we pray that he's
maybe
feeling
his
better.
back is hurting too.
And all of your fans, Jason, if you're watching, we're asking for you as well, hoping you feel better. We do as well.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
I got to go do some weather.
Brandon's going to be on TV. We want to show you that deer
Thanks,
video
John,
again if we
Jake.
can. Here it is. Canada. This is what happens in Canada, folks. Saturday night. Bam! And then the dog goes running the other direction. The dog wanted no part of this. What do you think that this guy was thinking at this very moment? What's going through his mind?
You know, he's hearing hoofs, and he's got to think, like, is there a zebra? Is there a horse?
A zebra? Do they have zebra in?
Well, you know, you hear hoofs, the first thing you got to think is maybe
zebra.
it's a zebra.
Okay. I can't even imagine, like, first of all, I'm glad that he lived to tell the tale. And I'm glad that there is video of this that we can share. But it looked like he canceled all his plans. He was like,
Just
you know
got right
what?
back
I'm
in the
getting
car."
right back into this. Wait, hold on. There's someone else in this car. Yeah, he got out the passenger. So wait, so there was somebody else to witness this whole thing. We got to find a way to get these people on television. Holly says that I think he was in shock. Absolutely. Tammy says, Everett, you can't get enough of this. No, I can't. Can you? Can you get enough of this? Deanna says exactly what was going through his mind. A lot of swear words. Probably. Heather Brown says the deer should be able to tag and keep him. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Yeah, I love this video. I can't get enough of it. And then a lot of people still commenting on the whole United thing, so we might want to show that one more time.
Yeah, let's go back to that.
What would you do if you were in this situation? You're being told you got to get off the flight. We're overbooked. What do? You get dragged off?
Now, and from what I understand, this is a consistent practice with most airlines where they purposely overbook.
And then there's the dragation off the plane? Are you serious? Let me know what airlines these are. You know what also was alarming? The screams that were coming from this man. Have you ever had a cat?
Yeah.
Have you ever heard a cat mate?
No.
That's what it sounds like.
That's what that sounds like?
Don't ask why I know that. But I had 2 cats at one point in my lifetime. And,
and you know what else is sad about this is that, like, as it's all going on, all these people just witness it, and they all have questions.
And ain't nobody did nothing.
And no one's going to answer. And then, I mean, United Airlines didn't post anything to social media yesterday.
Have they done anything yet?
They released one small statement saying that they're investigating it and they're reaching out to this guy.
What's to investigate?
But then the CEO goes and puts an email out to only the employees saying that this man was disruptive and belligerent. which it just doesn't seem to be. And all the witnesses have said that that wasn't at all the case.
Julie Hatcher says United Airlines, a disgrace. Deanna House Ashley says invoke rule number 3 of Fight Club. I don't know what rule that is, but you're talking fighting, and I'm sure that that's what a lot of people would have done. The interesting thing, though, is that he got back on the plane. Like, what was he thinking? Did he think that no one would recognize him with the blood streaming down his face?
He needed to get to Louisville. What amazes me is that security lost him. Security,
lost the man that's bleeding.
That they just did this to.
And did he think that he was just going to get back in a seat and the plane would just take off like normal?
I mean, when you're concussed, who knows what you're thinking.
Concussed. Tammy says it depends on where and what's going on. What if you had a family emergency or wedding to get to, or a funeral at that matter, or a sick loved one, time to say goodbye, you know?
And I mean, the fact that this guy's a doctor is one thing, but it shouldn't matter. If this was a construction worker, if this was anyone else, he reserved a seat on a flight.
Yeah.
And that's, anyone can just take reservations. The holding of the reservation is the most important part of that.
That's the important part. So you said you're not flying United Airlines anymore?
I'm going to make an effort not to.
What other airlines would you fly?
Where does United fly? Everywhere?
I think everywhere.
Well, then Delta.
Delta is a popular one here.
I know everyone usually complains about Spirit. Spirit's usually very cheap.
Oh, that's all I fly. I just go as cheap as humanly possible.
Yep.
Jake, who's this guy right here, you can see him right there. He flies Spirit. There we go. Jake flies Spirit.
I do too. I mean, a lot of times if you've got one small bag, if you don't need a whole lot of stuff with you, Spirit's a cheap way to go.
And you don't think they treat you like that?
Yeah, I mean, getting dragged off a flight. And this wasn't about like some other passenger or something. This was about their employees, that needed to get somewhere else because they mishapped on their scheduling.
Man, oh man.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that's it. Buffy.
All right.
Buffy says, "Hi, Jake." I think you have a fan. Can we show a close-up of Jake again? There's Jake. Jake, are you single?
I'm not.
You're not single? No. Sorry, Buffy. Sorry, Tammy, too. Oh, well. Anything else, guys?
That's it. That's all we got.
Well, we hope you guys enjoyed it. A lot of stuff that we covered here. And, of course, Jason Carr will likely be back tomorrow. So thanks for tuning in, and this will live on forever on Facebook. Have a great day, everybody.
Stay classy, Detroit. Jason Carr Live was sponsored by the Mike Morris Law Firm. 855 Mike wins.